A new legal resource for the LGBTQIA+ community was launched during a Pride reception hosted by the British Embassy. The comprehensive legal guidebook aims to empower members of the community, advocates, and organizations with legal knowledge and practical tools to fight discrimination and protect their rights. It covers laws such as the Safe Spaces Act and anti-discrimination ordinances, offering clear guidance on what steps to take and who to call in times of crisis. Rhadem Musawah of Mujer-LGBTQIA+ organization said, "This is not just a legal tool, it is a lifeline."
And joining us is Rhadem Musawah, one of the key voices behind this initiative. Rhadem is the Political and Communications Officer of Mujer-LGBT+ organization, one of the co-founders of Mindanao Pride and the co-founder of Pride PH. Good morning, Rhadem. Thank you for joining us again.
Yes.
Good morning, Jegon. Good morning, Angela. And of course, assalamualaikum to all our viewers for this morning.
Yes, the last time you were here, it was, I think, the Pride event.
Yeah.
Yes, it was a Pride event. And now we are also in celebrating Pride
A
Month.
year after.
Again,
And
yeah.
Again, after a year. And happy Pride to everyone. And tomorrow is the main Pride event in Quezon City.
All right, let's start off. Ano ba yung pinaka-inspiration mo with this project that you have, 'di ba? Kasi a legal guidebook, 'di ba, not many groups have this kind of activities or this kind of projects. So ano yung inspiration mo?
The legal guidebook was initiated coming from our experience 2 years ago when we were red tagged by the National Intelligence Coordinating Agency. And it was at the time when, for many years, we've been doing a lot of LGBTQIA+ empowerment and awareness, and also educating people about their rights. And suddenly, we were a little bit trampled because of the red tagging. And we realized that a lot of LGBT organizations doesn't know how to handle certain situations and emergencies like that. And not just even the red tagging, even with situation of gender-based violence. And we realized na parang, alam mo yun, when a member of LGBTQIA+ community naharas, nabugbog, naaresto, yung first point of destination nila na pupunta nila una, hindi yung family nila, hindi yung police, they will always go to a place wherein they feel safe to raise the issue. And those are the LGBTQI+ organizations on the ground. But the problem is, a lot of all LGBT organizations on the ground doesn't even have the knowledge for or the legal remedies at hand to be able to support these victims of gender-based violence.
Well,
So that was the inspiration behind the book.
So this is the book.
Yes.
no? Let's show it to the camera. Okay, so Justice with Pride, LGBTQIA+ Community Legal Guidebook in the Philippines. No, ito bang book na to, does it include steps on what to do? Let's say, for example, I was harassed in a mall, diba? And I'm a member of LGBTQIA+. Ano yung gagawin ko?
So basically, under this book, it will also educate us regarding the existing law in the Philippines that LGBTQI+ organization can use to highlight, and at the same time, it will also teach them on who to call, where to go, and who to reach when certain situation arises, and what to highlight. Kasi sometimes yung gender desk natin sa, for example, the PNP, they are not holistically knowledgeable enough of the entirety of the law and how to properly address the members of the LGBTI+ community. So, with this book, they could tell the police or the gender desk na this part of the law that was violated and I was harassed, and this what we should do. So, it's going to complement as well for them to be able to tell our authorities on the rights that was violated by different parties.
Kasi
Okay.
kasi Rhadem, yung LGBTQ community, madami rin dyan sa mga laylayan who are less fortunate. They
Yeah.
don't have access. Wala sila talagang alam. So, will this book not only yung where to go or what to do, parang meron kayong magiging parang yellow pages na who can I call specifically that can help me? Kasi wala akong alam, poor lang ako, I need help. May ganun ba?
Yes, meron po itong included also into this book na yung hotlines and emails and numbers of agencies, government and private agencies that provide legal assistance and at the same time that do support for gender-based. For example, the Commission on Human Rights, Integrated Bar Council, Public Attorney's Office, andyan lahat, Philippine Commission on Women. Because Philippine Commission on Women as well assist members of the LGBTQIA plus community on legal process and legal support. And sometimes they even provide certain assistance beyond the legal support para to make sure na hindi ka protected by the law. Meron pang certain assistance na parang kailangan kang i-shelter or kailangan...
Holistic, no?
Yes,
Holistic
yes.
approach. Yun nga, kasi speaking of the marginalized sector, how are you going to reach out to them to be able to, get this book as well?
Oo, meron din ng Tagalog.
So far, for now, we only have copies in English kasi this book naman is designed for LGBT organizations on the ground.
Okay.
However, we were able to print 300 copies and we will be distributing that for now doon sa database namin. We already have 150 civil society organizations focused on helping LGBTQI plus community all over the country.
Yeah.
So we'll be sending these to them. But of course, not all LGBTQI plus organizations has access to internet.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
right.
right.
So this is the importance of giving them the handbook. And for those naman na, privileged enough to be able to make their own prints or for them to be able to read it on their computer at the comfort of their home, they could also download the digital copy at trust.org.
Okay. Have you coordinated with the PNP? Kasi maganda rin to if you said, sabi mo, parang may directory ka dito, kunyari may naharas na member ng community.
Yan ito.
I'm saying...
Kunyari, discrimination in public spaces. Alam na nila, ano ba yung mga discrimination? Catcalling?
What I'm trying to say is, kung may copy ang PNP nitong book, so kunyari, kasi not all the PNP officials sa help desk know kung ano yung gagawin next step when they're dealing with cases like this. So syempre, kung meron mga referral dito, they could easily refer also these numbers. So maganda sana, do they have something like this?
Actually, on top of, kasi a lot of, some LGBT organizations are providing SOGI awareness training to our members of the PNP, of the National Police. But of course, beyond the training, they also need to have a manual as well on how to be able to address this kind of issue. Then definitely, we will definitely give them a copy of this. I think some of government officials and politicians, some of them was able to get a copy of this, and hopefully the copy will empower them to really, do their mandate as a duty bearers in accordance to human rights.
Yun nga, speaking of government officials, politicians, lawmakers, do you hope that by bringing this in public, this guidebook, LGBTQIA+ guidebook, this will influence them or inspire them as well to pursue yung SOGI bill?
Ito kasi yung challenges natin on the ground when it comes to the LGBTQI plus community, no? Na a lot of advocates on the ground doing 24/7 work to make sure the equality agenda is being pushed on the ground. Sila yung usually ang nagiging vulnerable to the harassment of the authority, nagiging nare-red tag, and we want to empower them to make sure that they can still do their work in comfort by having this manual. This manual will protect them. So basically, the intention of the manual is protect the protectors. And the protectors on the ground are the LGBTQI+ organizations and activists doing all the work. And we should protect them to make sure na beyond the anti-discrimination ordinance, beyond the human rights defender protection ordinances or the bill that we're pushing in the lower house as well, meron silang guided sila na they will be able to do their work with comfort and confidence na parang if my potential danger to our lives, we have this book to guide us.
That's right.
And of course, I wanted to highlight as well na this won't be possible without the dedication and hard work of Mujer-LGBT organization and our partner Trust Law and Thomson Reuters Foundation as well, and the British Embassy here in Manila, coming together and trusting the importance of this guidebook for the community on the ground.
Di ba, it's Pride Month, no?
Yeah,
so will you
Pride
be giving this out? Didistribute nyo ba to?
I-distribute namin siya sa mga LGBT organizations on the ground. Well, unfortunately, but we're still looking for other sources na we could print more.
Para more copies.
Kasi ngayon, parang limited copies lang, 300.
Limited copies pa lang. And also, this guidebook, hindi lang to solely for LGBTQI+ community. Kasi lahat ng constitutional provisions dito ay focus on the laws from gender and women as well. So, women organizations, they could also use this to protect themselves on the ground.
Siguro give us na lang insights on how was the process, di ba, of making this book, di ba? Consolidating accommodating everything. Kasi nakita ko dito yung mga existing laws that we have already are here. So, what was the process about?
Actually, this one is 2 years in the making, but of course, it was the challenging part is really to lobby and persuade and encourage agencies and organizations to can we come together to make this to materialize to make this happen, because I think this is an urgent thing that we have to do. Kasi meron tayong LGBTQ guidebook in 2006 by the Rainbow Rights Group, but yung book na yun is more like hindi siya updated and more like hindi siya step by step na minimension lang doon ano yung mga law na available, and probably that's something that people could explore. This one, it includes the anti-terror law provision, the Safe Spaces Act, and different anti-discrimination ordinance all over the country, and also the support and also the mandate from Philippine Commission on Women, from BAUSI, anti-bullying. So very comprehensive siya. Meron ring dalawa from UP and Commission on Human Rights, but those are manual lang for their officials and agencies and offices, so within them. So ito yung parang designed for LGBT organizations talaga. Kasi sila yung first responder and frontliners natin on the ground.
Totoo yan.
Yes.
Okay. So are you also planning in the future distributing this in organizations, bookstores, and schools?
Hopefully, pero yung prioritize namin ngayon is to give a copy to all LGBT organizations. Pag natapos na yan,
Can they reprint?
Isa-isa muna.
Can they reprint kung gusto nila?
Well, they could actually reprint, but of course we are sensitive on the quality, so we need to make sure na everything is readable and everything is conducive to the eyes of the readers and easy for them to read. Kasi pag i-reprint nila and medyo hindi maganda yung quality, it will also not gonna be will have an impact as well on the ground.
That's right.
But and also, oh my God, I also wanted to highlight na our main legal researcher for this is the CISIP Salazar Gatmantan law firm, and they were the law firm that dedicated themselves to make sure na hanapin tong nitty-gritty of the Constitution, to make sure na makonsolidate namin siya into one book.
Ayun. So far, saan nila to pwedeng makuha? Or kayo lang talaga yung
Palay mo, there are other groups out there na hindi pa nabigyan, gusto nila ng copy.
Yes, definitely they could reach out to us. Kasi basically yung database namin 150, I'm sure meron pang iba nun na pwede. Like for example, 2 days ago, we gave 3 LGBT organizations na wala siya sa database natin. So when I was in Pampanga, so I was able to give it to them. Definitely they could reach out. If they have access to the internet, they could get the digital copy. But if they need the hard copy, they could reach out to us and we could ship it to them.
So anong accounts na pwede nilang maabot?
They could definitely reach out to Mujer-LGBT organization Facebook page and also on Instagram. Or they could also reach out to me online as well. I'm all over there. But they can also reach out to Thomson Reuters Foundation as well to get a copy of the book as well.
Well, of course, this is just one part of the celebration of Pride
Yes.
Month, diba? Tomorrow is the main event.
Yes.
Tell us more about it.
But tomorrow is the main event. Starting 10 a.m., nagpa-party na tayo, nagsa-celebration. May expo tayo and may mga booths tayo where people selling queer-owned businesses, magdi-display ng products sila, magsisell sila doon. And of course, mga organization, foundation will be there providing certain support and assistance and materials. And on top of that, yung parade natin will start at 2 p.m.
Okay.
And it will be around QC, yung sabi mo sa akin kanina. This time, I think, mas malilesen yung issue with traffic.
Pero saan yung main staging area nyo?
It will be in Sunken Garden, inside
UP.
University
Okay.
of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City.
Yeah.
And we're expecting to host 300,000 attendees.
Mukhang maganda naman daw yung weather outlook tomorrow. So
Yes, actually, I'm really hoping na hindi magka-aberya. But so far, the forecast is really good. And
Sino daw mga participants, yung mga guests, mga...
we have a lot of several bands and celebrity artists na coming in. And of course, we have this... we don't want to disclose everything, but all the list of the artists, singers, and actors are on our page, the Pride PH. They can just check us. But of course, yung mga bigating artists natin, medyo iso-surprise na natin kasi medyo nagka-incident last year
Yes.
because of big artists and something happened. But this time, yung big artist natin will be a
So,
surprise.
kumbaga, if you wanna know kung sino, pumunta kayo.
Yes, they should go there and participate. And beyond empowering LGBTQIA plus or community, beyond celebrating Pride, really, what we really need is tangible solution and support to the community.
Sustainable.
Sustainable programs, sustainable initiative, and I think the book in some ways contribute to that. So come together and support.
Yeah. I was wondering kasi, going back to this book, ano yung mga challenging na parts nung developing this book as well? Would you know data na you can share with us nung mga areas dito na still, experiencing discrimination on the community, within the community?
On top of the rising reports na mga gender-based violence here in the Philippines, just few days ago, a transgender woman got murdered in Jensan, and few days ago as well, a transgender woman rin got murdered in Cagayan Valley. And these are only reported cases. And most of these cases, when they get beat up on the street, they get harassed, or maybe their family also do something against them, wala silang napapanghawakan na parang guide or kapangyarihan to empower themselves. Hindi nila alam yung legal remedies, hindi nila alam kung sino i-approach sa DSWD, where to go. So the book is really their guide, but at the end of the day, it would be really nice if LGBT organization would lead the way to support this community. Kasi sila yung magbe-bridge rin sa local government. Like, hey, we have this knowledge about this. Can you help us? We were instructed to reach out to this department, to this person, to this hotline. So, yun. And 2 years in the making, and finally, dito na siya. Ito na. And we have a lot of resource. A lot of our resource person as well for this one are agencies, human rights agencies and organizations all over the country coming together. Yung idea lang na them supporting this book and giving us guide to create this book is a manifestation that equality is stronger when it is shared together, when we rise together and we speak together and come together. And hopefully, tomorrow again, for the Pride Month, please come and join us.
Ayun. So indeed, knowledge is power. Information is power. We are one with you in your advocacy. Maraming salamat for joining us today. Rhadem Musawah of Mujer-LGBTQIA+ organization. Maraming salamat.
Thank you.